Today's video is a couple tips that I've learned along the way when renting out a house. And just for kind of clarity, because if you watch my YouTube channel at all, you'll see a lot of videos about real estate. And I am 100%, I'm a full service, full-time real estate agent. That's my primary job. Over the years, what I found is working with some investors, they were looking for a property management company, and there's a few reasons that I got into property management. One, I had the resources for the electricians, the carpet cleaners, the handyman, the plumber. Two, when I'm talking to renters, there's a potential that that person may be buying real estate in the future. And three, I am in these areas on a regular basis, and so adding a layer of property management and wanting to have more doors in my own portfolio just made sense. So anyways, now that we've got through that, tips about real estate rentals. So what I'll tell you is this video is just going to be mostly a few tips that I've learned along the way through some mistakes that I've made, and through just talking to other mentors. My favorite tip is have a home professionally cleaned prior to move-in of the tenants. So this is my standard with all of my owners, landlords, and the tenants love this as well. So essentially, I hire, or my owners will hire a professional cleaner to come in and clean the house prior to the move-in. When the tenant moves in, they know this is the routine, and I tell them, hey, if I've hired ABC Cleaning to come in here and clean this house ahead of time, and if you hire ABC Cleaning to clean the house once you move out, then we're not worried about any of the security deposit getting held back for cleaning, because that same cleaner, it was just as clean when you moved in as when you moved out as when you moved in. So that makes it super easy. That's not a judgment call on mine. It wasn't clean enough. It was too dirty. It's really easy. And what I tell people is, hey, if you don't want to hire ABC Cleaning, that's fine. When you move out, I'm going to have ABC Cleaning come back, and they're going to look at the house, and they're going to tell me, if at all, how much it will cost to bring it up to their standards. So if you do all the cleaning yourself, and ABC Cleaning comes in and goes, yeah, Brian, it's probably going to be another, $150 because the drawers need wiping down, the fridge isn't clean, the door tracks aren't clean. Easy peasy. Like, literally, the security deposit is going to be there to pay that cleaner. And I will say that I have the same standard for carpets in the house. If the whole house is LVP, wood flooring, no big deal. But if you've got carpets in your house, that's the same process. We hire ABC Carpet Cleaning to come in. They clean the carpets, and if you want to clean the carpets when you move out, great, you can. If not, we're going to have ABC Carpet Cleaning come by and tell us how much it's going to be to bring it back to that standard. So Brian doesn't have to be the judgment player on how much that is. Move in, move out tips. So I love doing videos. You can see videos here. And one of the things that is just made it really easy, especially since I'm in a property management position, I've got an owner and a tenant, is when I'm getting ready to do a move-in, we meet the tenant at the house. I go through the house with the tenant. We've got a move-in, move-out sheet. It's the same sheet. So when you move in, you mark down anything that you notice. There's a nick in this wall. There's a broken so-and-so. We found a missing bolt in a toilet, for the toilet seat the other day. And so we do a move-in sheet, okay? So the tenant goes through, they have an opportunity to write down everything that they possibly can find in the house. I do say, like little nicks and scratches and paint, that's going to be covered under normal wear and tear when you move out. We expect that there's going to be some more And, for the most part, unless we're spending hundreds of dollars to have a painter come in, we expect that we're going to have to come in and do a little touch-up paint. But anything else, a bent screen, broken screen, faucet that's dripping, anything, fill it out. And then once the tenant leaves from that walkthrough, I immediately do a video or a series of videos. And I go through the house and I point out everything that the tenant pointed out moving in. So now I have a written documented sheet and I've got a walkthrough video. And that walkthrough video also can provide evidence of anything that is broken or maybe that they missed. Because what I tell tenants is, you're going to move in and 2-3 days you're going to be in here and you're suddenly going to realize that the microwave vent hood is crooked or something weird, right? And so that video can provide evidence that that microwave vent hood was crooked when they moved in, or could provide evidence that the microwave vent hood was straight, and when they were putting the kitchen table into the kitchen or whatever, that they bent it. And so having that initial walkthrough video is super key for my business. And then I do the same on the move out. And then I send both of those videos each time to the tenant and to the homeowner. So if we're sitting in the court, because I'm in real estate and that can be a very litigious business. So I'm always thinking, how can I get sued, or how can I prevent from getting sued, or what can I do in case I am in the court? I've provided the same information to both parties. Communication is key in this. So I love both of those. And one other thing that I found that was super helpful on my move-in, move-out sheet, we even have a repair estimator, but it's kind of generic, right? But it kind of gives a tenant the idea. So let's say you moved in and all the screens in the house were good. And you moved out and there's 3 ripped screens. Okay, well, we've got a general idea, that to have a handyman come out, make a new screen, it's going to be $75. And so the tenant can choose to have me take care of that, or they can choose to do that themselves. And it gives them a rough idea of how much is actually going to come out of the security deposit. Now, it's not an exact science, but that way we're very clear. And I tend to be a little bit on the high side, and then whatever invoices that we're going to have, if the handyman only charges me $55, and we're not going to take $75 out of there, but it helps the tenants to make that decision. And most tenants, they don't want to fix it, and if they say that they're going to fix something, that needs to be time bound. That needs to be, hey, we're going to have it fixed by October 2nd, because obviously there's potentially another renter moving in there or something else like that. Last, I love written communication with any problems or anything else like that. So you can call me up and tell me that the plumbing is leaking. You can call me up and tell me that the roof blew off or whatever. But I tell all my tenants, or let's say you want to install a window air conditioning, I strongly suggest that you as a landlord, you as a property manager, have that put in writing. Okay, so phone calls, pretty easy, but the fact that you've got something in an email is massive. Sometimes you forget, but you can always look back and go, hey, you said you were going to put 1 air conditioner in and you put 3 in. Or you said that the roof was blown off. I had a roofer come out here and it turns out it's 1 missing shingle. Or it also gives the tenant a lot of clarity and ability to say, hey, I reached out to you on X date and you haven't responded yet. Same thing with landlords. You can reach out to so if I'm working as a property manager and I reach out to the landlord and say, hey, it's missing a couple of shingles, do you want to get that taken care of? You've got a date of the time that you sent it. And, on some important matters, you can always ask for them to reply to, basically, hey, I've received this email. That way, everything's crystal clear. You ever show up in court, look, here's the emails, sent it to him on this date. He replied, yep, got the email on that date. Nothing happened. I sent 3 follow-up emails, no response, or he kept responding, hey, give me another couple days, give me another couple days. Something like, a tenant's not paying. Phone call works great, but I'm also going to send you an email, and I need you to reply back in an email format so that I have written documentation. So those are a few tips of renting. Stay tuned because we love doing strategies and tips. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can find more stuff about real estate. I love doing real estate educations, coaching. If you have any questions, maybe you're thinking about getting into property management, maybe you're thinking about getting into real estate, hit me up, shoot me a message here on YouTube, or you can always call or text 208-215-4637. In the meantime, BK knows the way.